Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the MWX Performance R1. This is the 2024 model with the updated pins here and here. I got my cheat sheet here. For $399, the kit comes with the gear diff, spring sets for the front, the rear side dampers, springs, and the top shock. And it also comes with the brass chassis and the one I'm using, steel chassis. You can also buy the aluminum separately. To build the car, you'll need to buy obviously the electronics. I highly suggest to run the MWX servo, at least for this car. Why? Let me just say the why first before we move somewhere. It's because it's I feel like the inside it has more torque that you can't easily move the servo arm. So the left and right play or the left and right slop is minimal. Right there. That's how much you can get. If I move it more, the servo horn is going to start moving. You see it, how it's moving a little bit? And it's not going to do that because this servo has a lot of torque. I think it has a lot of torque. Right there. That's the most that's the most slop you have. And that's it. And the toe in and toe out slop in the front almost doesn't exist. Right there. And that is coming from the bearings in the wheel. That's it. There's almost no play in the front of this car. So for the servo, I would highly suggest that MWX Performance. And obviously you need the motor, speed control, receiver, and the transponder. It doesn't come with the bumper or the body post. It only comes with the hard body mount. I don't have it. I removed it because this is a Lexan car. This car is for a Lexan body, so I removed the mount for the hard body. I have the Reflex Racing bumper here because I have a bunch of these bumpers. Figured to just use it. And the body post, I want to stay consistent. I'm running the PN Racing body post. And obviously you need the Lexan body. I'm running the Sub RC JFX or something like that. I forgot the name, but I'll have it in the description. And the wheels and tires. Also, I am not running the PN gear diff. I just prefer the ball diff, and this is Kyosho ball diff. Those are the things you need to buy to get this car up and running. As far as the build, when I got the kit, I watched the YouTube video tutorial from MWX Performance site, the YouTube channel, a week before I got the kit. And then when I got the kit, when I was putting it together, I didn't watch the YouTube video anymore because I've seen it. I had to use the CAD drawing from the MWX Performance website. That's helpful. It's actually easy to build the car, even though there's no manual. Like I said, there's videos and the CAD drawing. That makes it a lot easier to put this car together. When I was doing the build, you can feel that the car had more aluminum or metal parts. There's almost, I know this is a big plastic right there, but when you're putting this car together, almost 80% feels like metal, okay? That's quality. And I didn't have any missing parts or any defective parts. I mean, it's normal to have that for kit cars, but I'm saying I didn't have that experience when I was putting this car together. And also the screws for this car uses 1.5 millimeter hex driver, except for the 2 screws under the car in the motor pod. That's it. Everything else is 1.5 and 2 Phillips screws. Okay, but it doesn't come with a kit. You have to buy these tools. For the setup of the car, I followed the YouTube video and ran it the way it was set up except for the springs. I chose, obviously I have to choose the springs that I want to run. Initially I ran the red springs on the first day. This stayed black and the front stayed black. Now, when I took this car on the track first day, this car is actually set up for 3500 Lexan body. When I took this car on the track first day, it was on a Friday, race day. I did 285 laps total. The track temperature was 68 degrees. I set the car up from home, like I said, red springs, everything else is the same. And when I showed up at the track, I didn't change anything. All I did was break in the front tires. The fast lap I did that day was 7.10 at 68-degree temperature. The next fast lap was 7.16, not my car, but a different car, 7.16. I also want to mention that this car on Friday, I put 5 grams of lead weight in the battery tray, but in the front, in here, not back there. On Friday, this lead tape was in the front, 5 grams. The reason why I have 5 grams of weight on the car is because this car is underweight. Although it's running steel, this car weighs in at 155 grams with the body and the battery. Okay, 155 grams, so I had to put 5 grams of weight, like 5 point something grams of weight. So now it is exactly at the minimum weight limit at 160 point something grams. So 160 grams, okay? Although the car felt really good, it has this initial turn in, corner entry, initial turn in. Like I have a lot of initial turn in, okay? Like it felt quite abrupt just going into the corner. It's quite abrupt. And then mid corner, the car would understeer. So initial turn in is good, but then I think I wouldn't say it's good. I think it's too much. The initial turn in was too much, and then it fades mid corner. I wanted to work on it, but it was a race night. I didn't have time to work on the car, but I knew what I needed to work on to save for my next visit, okay? That's what was happening with the car on that Friday. On Saturday at home, I tuned the car a little bit. I moved the shims around, to make sure the ride height is the same at 1.9, 1.9. And I also serviced the ball diff because I haven't serviced it. This ball diff actually came from my other 3500 car. And I don't remember when I serviced it. And I know if on my next visit, I'm going to put more laps in. So just to make sure that it's in good condition, I just went ahead and serviced it. So that's what I did. Make sure it's smooth. Okay, that's what I did in the front. Serviced the rear diff. Changed the springs to blue. On Sunday, when I showed up at the track, I did 452 laps. The track temperature was 68 degrees, just like on Friday. But this time, the car, with the minor tuning that I did, was able to hit 7.01. That's actually on that 3-minute video that I recently posted. 7 flat for this car. The fastest on Friday was 7.10. And the next fastest that I did was 7.15 on that Friday. 2 7.1s on that Friday. On Sunday, my fastest was 7.01 with a lot of 7.0s with the setup. But although I got rid of that initial turn in and then push in the mid corner, I got rid of that. I started noticing something, which is when the car gets into the at the end of the mid corner. So for example, this is the mid corner. You enter this side, mid corner. Okay, now my car is able to go around. I can hold the line without understeering. At the end of the corner, just before you hit the throttle to exit the corner, the car seems to stall, like it feels like it would choke. And when I'm turning this way and it's going around the corner, just before I hit the throttle, it feels like the car would stall and then turn. and hit the wall. It's so inconsistent. That's what I noticed with the car on Sunday. But I didn't change the tires. I didn't change the rear or the front tires. And nothing in the bottom of the car was hitting. But it would just stall as if I put maximum dual rate or change my tires. It would just stall and then turn. That I wasn't able to figure out what was wrong with the car. I thought it was just wrong tire combination, right? So I got home after doing 452 laps, got home. I didn't put the car on the track for a week until yesterday. Before yesterday, what I did was I tuned the car, put new grease in the knuckles, the center shocks, the side dampers, but the springs stayed the same. I only did 6 to 8 laps on yesterday. The temperature is cooler by 3 degrees. It was 65 degrees yesterday. And also remember, I still need to figure out that stalling at the end of the mid corner, just before the corner exit, I still need to figure that out. What I did was I replaced the pinion to a brand new pinion, brand new plastic pinion. I was actually running the titanium one. The titanium is good, okay? I just trying to figure something out. Like I feel like there's a resistance in the back. So I replaced the pinion to the plastic. And also I changed the bearings to ceramic bearings. I just feel like the car has so much lateral grip that it's going to rely a lot on the tires, obviously, and those bearings, the bearings here. So why not just go ahead and put ceramic bearings just to make sure that with grease, okay? The stock bearings with grease in it, not the dry ones or not the ones with lube. I want it to last long, so that's what I have on there. And I pretty much got rid of that stalling just before the corner exit from changing the pinion. Okay, the titanium pinion is not bad. I just wasn't sure what was happening with the car, so I ended up changing it to the plastic pinion. I think right now, if I move back to the titanium pinion, I think it'll be okay. Okay, I'm just saying that these are the changes that I did, and I was able to get rid of that stalling. Pinion to a brand new one, plastic, and ceramic bearings here, the ball diff, and then on this side, all ceramic. So that's 4 pieces, okay? And I got rid of that stalling. And the car actually felt good, but I needed rear traction because it is 3 degrees cooler yesterday, and my rear tires had already 737 laps. So I put new tires in the back, kept the old tires in the front. I did rotate it, okay? Brand new tires in the back, and I was able to hit, what is the fast lap? 6 seconds this time. I was able to hit yesterday's 6.97. So I did 3 battery packs. The first battery pack, I was running old tires. I did 22 laps. Fast lap was 7.21. I just couldn't catch the rear end. There's just no traction with the 700 something laps of used tires in the back. Second battery pack, the most with the brand new tires, used front, the most I can do was 7.19, 21 laps. Third pack, I did, so remember, yesterday the car just got serviced, okay? And I got rid of that stalling. On my third pack, I was able to hit 269, 6.97, and 6.98 third pack. Brand new tires in the back, used tires in the front, and I moved this 5 grams of lead weight that was in the front of the battery slot to the back, okay? I just want to tame down the front end a little bit. So I moved it in the back, and by really, that's the only thing I changed, okay? I shifted the battery weight. I shifted the lead weight in the back, put ceramic bearings in the back. The fronts are still stock bearings, and new pinion. Okay, by doing that, I got rid of that stalling in the corner at the end of the mid corner, and I did 23 laps, 2 6.9s, 5 7.0s, 5 7.1, and 6 7.2. He's consistent. Only did 23 laps. After that, this is actually my last lap, 6.98, and then I stopped. I didn't play anymore because there's other guys that were playing on the track. They were playing their Kyosho cars, and they were doing like lap times that this car was doing. So I said I'm just gonna go ahead and play with them with the MR04. Plus, I kind of miss driving the MR04. So anyway, I didn't have anything to do with the car anymore. The car is good. I know there's things that I want to work on, but I didn't do it that day because I only have 2 hours to play. And I don't want to spend my time trying to trying to make the car faster with a limited time. I just want to show up and enjoy the last hour that I have. And I did with the MR04 because I want this to be this good when I show up on Friday. Now, if I want it to be faster, I'm gonna just do minor tuning to the car. Okay, so it is fast now. It got a lot faster. This car started when it was put together. It started at 7.10 on that Friday. 3 total days later, it's doing 6.97, and the track is a lot cooler. To me, out there, felt a lot cooler, but it's only 3 degrees cooler, but it's 65 degrees as opposed to 68 degrees. And the minor tuning I did for total on the third day was smooth out the front, move the shims around, change the side springs to blue, change the pinion. I don't think this is an issue, I think, but I need to mention it because that's what I changed. Change the pinion, and also the 4 bearings. That's what I did. And now it's fast. It's a lot faster because look, 5 7.0s, 5 7.1s. On Friday, I only hit 2 7.1s. Now look, it's a lot faster. Okay, that's what I did to the car. I guess I can talk about the setup of the car, the tires that I'm using, maybe on my next video, and the body that I'm running. I should have that in the description below. But yeah, so that's what I did to the car. The total laps on the car is only 805 laps with one. The only thing I needed to change was the rear tires. And I serviced it 1 time, the grease. I should also mention that the car tracks straight. It's easy to drive the car around the track. The car can feel aggressive. The front of the car can feel aggressive. And sometimes the rear of the car can't follow the front. The front of this car can sometimes feel flat, but the back of the car can sometimes feel like it's rolling. But it's definitely, the back end is definitely rolling more, sway more than the front. So to achieve the consistency when I hit the corner, from corner entry, mid corner, holding the line, at the end of the mid corner, and then the corner exit, full throttle, to smooth out this corner, I made the car have a little bit of roll. Okay, I don't like the car that drives flat. So I made the car roll a little bit. Okay, ride height is 1.9. Right now, front and rear. Right now, I know I can go faster. I know, here we go again, but I feel like it can go faster. I haven't played around with the tires. I haven't even played around with the springs or the grease. It's just that the car just works. When I put it together, it just works. So it's, the changes that I did is so little, but I think it can go faster. Okay, And in the car, for some reason, it drives so aggressive, but I don't feel like I'm driving on the edge. But the car, it feels like it's a beast on the track. You know, when the car just goes on the track, just the lateral grip, and I feel like I can throw the car around and it's not traction rolling. It just digs and then just turns. It just, man, it's that feeling is amazing. It still roll, but it just feels like it digs more, you know? And you can be aggressive, but with staying on your line, not aggressive where the car is just point and shoot. No, you can drive it aggressively at the same time smooth. So this feeling is kind of unique. Driving this car, the feeling is unique. Also, when you come into the corner, the deeper you go into the corner, the more consistent steering. It holds the line as you go around. If your car is not doing that, you need to set it up to that. Okay, this is the only car that I have that does that. The other cars that I have, when I come into the corner, yes, you get the initial turn in. Sometimes the other cars don't have the initial turn in, but it has a better mid corner and better exit. Some cars has the initial turn in, but has push mid corner. This car has the initial turn in, a good mid corner, and the corner exit. When you hit that full throttle, the back end is planted. Because the deeper you go, the more camber you get to this car. And the back end is almost always planted. There's no side link, so there's very minimal resistance in the back. Okay, it's really the only it feels like the only resistance I have on this car is the grease here, and that's it. Okay, there's no side links. It's pretty amazing. Okay, so the back end of this car feels planted, but not too much. But it's not the car that when you come into the corner, the back end would rotate. Okay, you have to set it up to do that. But my car, it's not doing that yet. Like I said, I haven't played around with the car. And that's where I'm trying to have the back rotate a little bit off power, not on power. I don't want to drift around. I want to have the car, when I slow down, the back end would rotate a little bit. Okay, so that's my next plan with this car. Have the back end rotate a little bit off power. Okay, because right now I am kind of relying on the tires to steer, and I don't want that. I want the suspension and everything, the suspension and the tires, the weight of the car to kind of work together. Okay, but anyway, from the box, when you put this car together, it's fast. It's already fast. If it's not fast, do the minor fine tuning, smooth everything out, check everything, make sure everything is smooth. Okay, I guess my next video is going to be the setup and the tune that I did. Okay, all right, thanks.